Can you hear the music?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people can't hear it. I seem to say that a lot, and a lot of people can say, or do say they hear it. I say a lot of people can't. A lot of people can. So, gets me right fired up.
I can hear good out of my right ear, so we're golden, man. The left ear, not so much.
Does this just get you like right amped?
Say again?
Doesn't this song just get you like right amped?
Oh, you're just.
You can eat yourself off one of those towels.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Welcome back to another episode of On the Throne with Dick. And shout out to Senjin Boychuk for that amazing intro-outro music. You can find them all over the socials, mainly like Instagram and YouTube. And on today's show, we have, the one and only T. Diddy. What's going on,
gang, baby.
I don't know, man. Is that going to put us on a watch list? Are we is this like Gangland America now or what?
Listen here, brother. You're talking to a fella from Texas, and down here, if you're not on a watch list, you're doing something wrong.
You got rifles hidden inside your rifles.
Well, I got a miniature 30-06 inside my maximum 30-06. Don't worry about that.
Hey, I heard this guy, it was like last year, somewhere in Texas, buddy walks into a diner and he tries to stick the diner up and he's got the gun and he's like, oh yeah, put the money in the bag, fools. And then buddy, it's Texas, right? So buddy's sitting in the booth behind him's got a gun. He whips it out and he starts firing, kills the guy.
Hell yeah.
And he walks out. Turns out the guy with the gun, it was a toy gun.
What an idiot. See, that's the thing. It's one of the things that you learn about just weapons in general. It's don't act like you're gonna do something to somebody unless you're gonna actually do something to somebody. The last thing that should ever happen is someone knows that you have a weapon if you're not intending on using it. That's rule number one. You don't come to a gunfight with a Nerf gun. That's just not what you do.
So there's more to the story. The police showed up and they're looking for the guy in the video camera, right? In the surveillance tape, and he's not in trouble. They just want to talk to him. Texas, baby, Texas.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing is literally every single person. Not everybody. Okay, I'll say every single person. 98% of households in Texas has guns. There's more guns than there are people in Texas because every household that has guns has lots of guns.
We stay ready for the revolution.
I mean, that's how my household was until that terrible, unfortunate boating accident years and years ago where I lost all of my weapons.
Yeah, that boating accident, none of my weapons exist. Of course, I'm Canadian. So in Canada, we're not allowed. We're good law abiding citizens up here.
Oh, yes, and nobody has guns up there. I get it.
Yeah. Well, not nobody. The law-abiding citizens don't, but the criminals do.
Well, yeah, and then so I mean, who are you as a law-abiding citizen? You're just out here obeying the laws. You don't need guns because the cops will protect you, right?
They got our backs, and so does the government. The government has our best interest.
I think if there's one thing that I've learned in my 35 years on this planet is that the government always has your best interest at heart, and you should always trust them 100%.
Yes. So you're only 35.
Yeah, man. I know I look about 47, but yeah, 35.
Man, it's the arms, dude. You're jacked. You know what I mean? They give you.
Well, it's mainly the forearms. I got the old man forearms. Every old redneck that you see has forearms like these. And that's just from hard work, Emmanuel labor, baby.
Yes, by climbing them towers.
That's it, man. You get the forearm strength and the grip strength that you get from doing that is just out of this world. I know
Of course, before you climb the towers, though, you already had that grip strength. Am I right? You were climbing. You were gripping other shit.
Oh well, typically I'd grip about 12-inch long, half-inch thick wrenches. Whenever I was turning wrenches and stuff, that's the only thing that I would grip that's anywhere near that fucking big.
Oh, buddy. Last night I was on TikTok live, and I've never seen you live before, but I was on TikTok live, and a lot of women said the same thing. I was playing matchmaking with Dick, trying to hook this lady up, right? And I'm like, okay, so are we talking length or girth? What are we going for here? And every girl is all about the girth. They'd rather have the girth than the length.
They would. And that's why. Well, I don't anymore because I'm taken. But one of my pickup lines used to be, "Hey, sweetheart, my name's Diddy, but you can call me Girth Brooks."
I like
They
that.
like
Call
that
me
one. They
Girth
like that
Mall.
one. Oh,
Girth
Girth
Mall.
Mall, get
Girth
out of
Mall.
here, Girth Vader.
Girth Vader.
I'm gonna
Oh
Girth
shit.
invade. I'm gonna Girth invade those walls, baby.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I'm kind of turned on now. Fuck.
Oh yeah. Well, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always turned on. Oh yeah. I'm full. I mean, I'm fully erect right now. You just can't tell.
Prove it. Let's see.
Yeah, that's on that other site for $12.99 a month.
My brother, he wasn't gifted the girth. He wasn't gifted the gift of girth. He was gifted with he's literally got a 12-inch wiener.
Jeez.
And yeah, and he's been married to like 3 different women, and I've been saying the dude's gay for like 25 years now, right? 3 years ago, he came out to me. He told me he was gay, and I'm like, that makes sense. And you know why? Women can't handle that because they're only like 3 to 4 inches deep, right? Whereas the butthole, like the intestinal tract,
it goes on for like 6 miles long.
It's 6 miles long, buddy. So you know what? He's God's gift to men. So
yeah, I mean, it was whenever God was creating him, he said, "I'm going to put that in the butthole." That's exactly what he said. He said, "This thing is going inside a butthole, and I'm going to give it to him." But he didn't figure it out. It took him a little while, but I get it.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I think he nicknamed his dick the Magic School Bus.
God, of all the things that I'm thankful for, I'm genuinely thankful that I wasn't blessed with a baby arm, because you like you said, you can't just put it anywhere. You gotta when you're slightly above average, you're good to go. But if you're just rocking that ham cannon, I mean, you can't just put that anywhere you want to.
No, you can't. Man, I've never had this issue either, right? Like, I've never heard of like, oh, baby, go. I've never heard go deeper because I can't. But or I have heard go deeper, but like I don't understand the go deeper part. Like,
well, yeah, no. Whenever they tell me harder, yes, okay, no problem. Yeah. I like to be coached a little bit. You got to tell me what you like so I can give it to you. Harder, no problem. Faster, I got you on that. I hit you with that jackrabbit, baby. But when she says go deeper, it's like, this is all the dick I brought. I don't know. What do you mean?
I didn't bring extra.
I don't have a couple extra inches stored in the backside. Like, what do you want me to do here?
You know what? Hold on. Let me go get my recorder, like my just like, hey, we're good to go.
It's like, I can, if you want something longer, I got something I can put in there, but it ain't going to be me.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, let me go get Larry, the homeless guy. I've seen what he's packing, like.
I got a buddy down the road. Let me holler at him real quick. I'll take care of
it. Exactly, man. Exactly. Oh, fuck. So how you been, man?
I've been good, man. I'm just working my ass off literally every single day. This past week, I drove just an unrealistic amount. They had me going. I don't know if you know how big Texas is. But until you work and travel for work in Texas, you don't really understand just how large this damn state is. So I live about an hour north of Dallas, which is, one of the biggest cities in Texas. We got Dallas, big cities, Dallas, Waco, Houston, San Antonio. And I haven't been to El Paso, but that's on the west side of Texas. So the whole Midwest to southern to eastern to north part of Texas, I hit every major city this past week because the shit they had me doing. And so I drove, I think I totaled it up, and this past week alone, I drove 1,568 miles just in the past week for work. And, it was just, when I tell you my ass is permanently embedded with denim right now, I hate driving so much, but usually it's not that bad. This week was an outlier as far as what I normally have to do. I only climbed one time this week, but they had me driving around doing a bunch of drone photos because I'm the certified drone pilot with the FAA and shit. So I have to take photos of all of our builds and then potential sites that we're going to be putting our equipment on and shit like that. So I was just going and going and going and going. Stayed in 3 different hotels this week. It was a crazy week.
And you only climbed a tower once.
I climbed on let's see, I drove down Monday. I climbed on Tuesday, did about 12 hours of tower work on Tuesday, and the rest of my 60 hours this week was just driving and taking photos with a drone. And I can't really complain about that. It was easy work, but to be completely honest, I'd much rather just bust my ass for 60 hours rather than spend that driving, because at least I feel like I did something.
Hell yeah. The I'm not sure what the like land wise how big Texas is, but like, have you been to Canada?
I have not.
Man, Canada, I think it's like the second largest country in the world or some shit.
Yeah, Canada's fucking massive.
We're massive, and I'm from Ontario originally, which I think is like 2 Texases, right? And like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I've worked all over Ontario and all over the country. I haven't worked east of Montreal, so like, there's a bunch of shit out east I haven't seen, but like, Alberta, I don't even know how big Alberta is compared to Texas, but like, I know Alberta is fairly large, and I've worked north to south and east to west, and it's fairly big too. And I've been there, lots of driving and shit, and I know what you mean by the denim in the butt,
Man, like normally, if you got your nuts sticking to your leg, you can just kind of do that little weird walk and spread them out, and it'll fix it.
Yep.
But not when you're driving, man. Not when you got to stand up and kind of readjust. And I know it's got to look hilarious to people driving by or people in semis, but hey, man, it's got to happen.
I usually drive when I'm by myself. I usually drive with my hand down my pants so that doesn't happen, right? Like I hold it onto it the whole time.
I think I'm gonna have to start doing that, because then I won't smoke as many cigarettes because I'll have something to do with my hand.
Exactly.
That takes edging to a whole new level if you do it for 6 hours straight. Whoa, mama better be ready when I get home.
Oh shit! There's a time or two where it's happened where it's like, oh yeah, I'm on my way home. I'm heading down the highway. I got 3.5 hours till I'm home, and like I'm gonna get it ready, and then I get home and it turns out, I'm premature on the ride home, right? So like it gets everywhere, and then there ain't no juice left for her for a couple hours.
See, that's you hate to see it. You really you hate to see it, because I've been in similar situations before, and it's just tugging it out while you're in a vehicle. It's not impossible, but it's not easy.
No, it's not. You should try it when you're operating heavy equipment. I would say don't drink and drive, and don't take pills, and or don't be on any medication while you're in heavy equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play with your dick while you're in heavy equipment either. They all think that I'm going blind or losing my vision a little bit because I hit things a lot. That ain't why. I just ain't telling the truth. I'm gonna let them keep giving me eye tests. Like
you're ripping that hard right and hitting hard right.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm trying to get comfortable, trying to put my foot up on the dash. I'm trying to.
Well, and then you got to spread your knees out a little bit to get a little action in there.
That's right.
Now you can't reach all the pedals and all the controls, so you got to one-hand it with the pinky and the thumb. Yeah, I get it. Oh, I get it.
Wait, one hand what with the pinky and the thumb? Because like
both of them. Both of them.
Shit, dude.
Both of them.
Favorite conversation of the year, right here.
Yeah, you take your index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and you wrap them around one way, and then you get the pinky and thumb on the other side for traction, baby. Oh yeah.
Man, and when you're doing that, your pinky and your thumb, they're kind of stretched, right? So you're like, your arthritis is actually being like worked out there too.
It's good for your bones. It's all your bones, really.
Man, Mama said drink milk. She didn't say. Shit, man. Fuck. That's awesome, dude. So fucking that explains though, the lack of videos coming out of you this week, right? You were driving a lot and
Yeah, man. I one of the things about what I do for a living is some days I'm physically exhausted, some days I'm mentally exhausted, and like there's some days where I actually have time to sit and scroll through TikTok, and that's one of the biggest things that I've been experiencing recently. is once I realized that I've got to scroll for a while, and that gives me ideas and gives me sounds and trends and stuff that I can do. And if I haven't been, scrolling an adequate amount to get the inspiration for videos, I just fucking just don't do it. And
Yep.
so
Yep.
like that's one of I got to my follower count. I'm around 400,000 followers on TikTok, and that happened pretty quickly up to about 300,000. And then I started doing this heavy tower work all the time. So I don't do my 3 to 4 videos a day like I really need to if I want to push it. But honestly, as long as the people who are already following me enjoy the content that I do put out, that's really all that I'm concerned with. I've got an amazing, amazing fan base. I love everybody so much. I made so many genuine connections with everybody just through social
Yep.
media in and of itself. And
Same.
like I've been trying to push my Facebook and Instagram a little bit more now. I've just recently started posting all my to reels and whatnot to get my followers up there, because that's if we're being completely honest here, I want to make money too, and you can make money on Facebook, you can make money on Instagram, and I
Yep.
just started messing with that. But that's really just kind of the cherry on top of the pie. As long as at the end of the day, there's been some people out in the world that what I've said or the content that I put out has somehow helped in any way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it just be them knowing that there's somebody out here that also has gone through the same shit, or that there's actually a real person online that's a real person. That's who he really is. That's how he really acts. That's how he really walks. How he really talks. That's really all I care about. Because at the end of the day, I make content to help people smile when they want to cry. That's really what it comes down to for me, because I've been in
Yep.
that position. I've been in that
Same.
position. I've had mental health issues my whole life, and one of the biggest things to me is just being able to put a little bit of sunshine and brightness out into a fucking dark ass nasty world.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing too, right? For the exact same reasons. You were saying there that, sometimes your job is mentally exhausting and sometimes it's physically exhausting. I work in the oil and gas industry. I feel that. You spoke to me when you said that, and like fucking some days you're mentally exhausted, some days you're physically exhausted, then there's days where you're both at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time, man, and that shit just fucking hits, right? And man, like there are days where, like you said, like I I just want to cry, and I fucking. But you're a man and you can't do that. But yeah, this podcast, by the way, is sweet. It's very blue collar, but it's also mental health, right? Because those two things go hand in
yeah,
hand.
yeah.
So
No, they really do, and that's one of the things that a lot of people don't genuinely understand. And also another reason why I'm extremely faithful. I'm sorry, extremely um, gracious for just TikTok in general. When I first got on that app, man, it was just it was like teenagers dancing and shit. Um, and
yep, same.
that's all that I thought that it was. And now there's so much. It's the wild wild west on that app right now. There's literally content for anybody who likes anything. And when I started making videos, I think the first one of the first videos that I made about mental health and being a man and what does it mean to be a man. It tugged on some heartstrings that it made me feel seen by so many people in the world, because I had just I mentally I was in a spot that um, I'd never been lower, and I wanted to express that, and it was received very very well, to my surprise, because I was the same way. I was raised by a father who, a great man, rest in peace, but he didn't show emotions. I saw him cry. I saw him cry 2 times growing up. And that's what I thought it meant to be a man, is to not have emotions, to not have feelings, to just suck it the fuck up. And there's a time and a place to suck it up. There's a time and a place to maintain your bearing. There's a time and a place to lose your shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're a human being before you're a man.
Yep, absolutely. I had one of those times. You said you saw your dad cry twice. One of those times he cried was because he caught himself crying. Right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
isn't that,
Oh
like,
shit.
hey,
Oh, oh.
oh shit, I cried. Fuck.
Yeah.
right? Like,
And yeah,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
the can't let nobody see you cry. No, I don't give a shit. You can.
yeah.
I tell you what, I'll record myself crying. You can watch me right now. I don't give a shit.
I can make myself cry. I just
Oh, I
stare
can
off into the
too.
distance.
It's all it takes. It takes me about 35 seconds of thinking about a couple of different subjects, and I'm just fucking waterfall, man. Well, hell,
Holy shit, man.
I was driving. I was driving to a tower site like 30 minutes from the hotel the other day. Song came on the radio. Boom, waterworks. And I had me a damn good cry for about 25 seconds. And then I went, okay, we're good now. Let's fucking rock today out.
Fuck yeah,
That's
man.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I want anybody who hears this conversation to know that there's nothing wrong with breaking down and crying and being weak because it's not weakness. It's just emotions, and there's nothing wrong with having emotions.
Hell yeah, and that's coming from a gun-toting Texan.
Bro, this comes from a gun-toting motherfucking American. Yeah, that's. But
America, fuck
I'm
you.
about as blue collar and as manly man and fucking hairy and bearded as they get. And I look you dead in your eyes and say, hey man, you need a hug? Let me hug you. Give me a hug. I'm gonna pat you on the back like grandpas do. Whop, 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 real fucking hard to where you lose your breath. And I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be okay. And then we can talk about it, or we can get a beer. It doesn't matter. Well, that's it's neither here nor there. As long as you know that it's okay to feel how you feel, because you can't fucking help it. And you never should.
Yeah, man. Hey, oh shit. I think this fucking thing isn't even. Oh man. All right. No, we're recording. Everything's good. The mic. Let me. There we go. It's plugged in now, but it wasn't. I'm
Oh,
like,
there you
what
go.
the hell's going on there, man? No, that's good. I'm still gonna be able to. It's just still gonna be able to hear shit. Just maybe it's more crisp now. I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit more crisp. Yeah.
yeah, man. You were saying your girl. I've noticed your presence on Instagram is growing quite a bit too. Yeah, that's where I think I actually started seeing you on TikTok, and then I'm like, I'm gonna reach out to this guy and see if he wants to come on the podcast, and then I'm like, where else could he be that I could message him? And then you came across my feed on Instagram. I'm like, oh shit, he's here too. There you
Hell
go.
yeah, yeah. Because
Hell
I
yeah.
don't, man. I don't check my messages on TikTok ever,
Yeah.
and of course that's just because I have so many people, and I love all my followers, but I have so many of them that send me they send me videos, they share videos to me,
Yeah.
and if I just honestly I don't have time to look through all that. I got way too much shit going on. It normally if they send me just send me an actual message, most times I'll look, but it's maybe once every couple of weeks I'll actually open my messages on TikTok and read through them because I get so many in there. The same thing with like Instagram and Facebook. I'm a lot more active on Facebook than anything else just because I'm an old man and that's what I'm used to.
Same. You and me
I've
were
been
cut from the same cloth.
I've been on Facebook since 1974. You know, I
Yeah.
I'm on that a lot, and now just recently because I didn't realize the like the grip that Instagram had as far as social media presence. I never
Oh
really
yeah.
gave it the time of day, and
Oh
so
yeah.
I've recently started paying attention to that more, and I've had a couple of videos that I posted on there that hit viral, and they're just real short, funny videos that hit viral over the past couple of weeks. So I gained like 1,000 followers or something. That's what I'm trying to work on now, just making sure that I post on all the platforms and keep my online presence present so that although some of my videos are fucking stupid as shit, and some are, well, most of them are completely off color and inappropriate and politically incorrect. And I want everyone to see that, you know?
Waiting on Jigsaw to come get me because I ain't eating no potatoes.
I ain't doing it, dog. I
Hell
ain't
no.
doing it.
Yeah, man. They said I guess they say that Instagram because of the reach and whatnot. The value of an Instagram follower is times three of that of anything else,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
TikTok and shit like that. So I have almost 42K on Instagram, and like I'm proud of
yeah.
I'm proud of
That's
that, man.
amazing, man. That's
Oh,
amazing.
it took a while to get there. I gained my first 10K in a month. In
Hell yeah.
2 months, my first 10K it was, and I was watching it. I was sitting at home over Christmas, just moving all my TikToks over, watching that number climb, and I'm like, okay, if I post this one, what's it gonna do? I hit 10K around Christmas 2 years ago, and was it two Christmases ago? Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, that's sick. And then, it kept going from there, and we're at 42. As a Canadian, my reach is not as big as Americans, right? Like Americans, there's way bigger population, and those apps are very like,
Mm.
like geo whatever the hell it is. So you guys have bigger reaches, right?
Yeah,
And so like
yeah,
I try to do that as well. I try to like to hashtag like I oil and gas. I try to hashtag the Permian. I try to hashtag the Bakken and everywhere else. And yeah, so I try to get out there as well. And it's worked. I have a lot of followers all over the world, but like in Texas in the Bakken a lot because that's where I hashtag.
yeah, yeah. And
Right.
that's the crazy part about the algorithm. I didn't even know what, and I knew what the meaning of the word algorithm meant back from when I wanted to be a computer engineer in the very beginning of my childhood. Fucking widespread from what I'm doing now, but I knew what the word meant, but I didn't realize how it worked until, I mean, it couldn't have been 6, 7 months ago, and I'm like, wait a minute. So if I hashtag New York, it'll kind of push it towards that state a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah. And then, if you do it at like, 10 o'clock at night, you got to remember that it's like 1 o'clock in the morning there. So no one's really going
Yeah,
to see it, right?
no, you gotta wait to. That's another thing that messes with my views and shit across all social media platforms is if I don't post it right when I make the video, I forget to post it, and it's
Yeah.
in my drafts, and then I got ADHD so fucking bad, man. I have like I'll have like 6 videos in my drafts that all I have to do is add a caption to, and it's ready to post, and they'll sit there for like fucking 3 months. And I'll go to post it, and it's a whole different dude in that video. Like it's when I got a
Yeah.
fresh haircut or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done a lot of that. Like, oh shit, I can't wear that hat anymore because, that dude that had that hat, big controversy
Yeah.
online here. He did some dumb shit. Damn, now I got to remake it differently, right? And it's like,
Uh huh.
okay, let's do it, right? And man, I have a lot of that too. It's insane, man. Algorithms can make or break you. It's insane.
Yeah, they really can. They really can. Like it's crazy too because on the different social media platforms, I've noticed recently that I'll have a video do amazing on one and just tank on the other ones.
Yeah,
And the ones, it's like the ones that you make that you just know for a fact are fucking money. Like that they're fire, and you're going, man, I did this one real good. It sounds good when I said it. Like all the shots are amazing, and you post that shit, and you get 7 views, and go, wait a minute, hold on, well, like I tried on that one. I really tried on that one.
nobody thinks you're funnier than you, though, right?
Oh
So
no, man.
yeah,
Well, no,
yeah,
no, honestly though, I don't even watch my own videos anymore after I post them because every time that I go to check a notification for a new comment or if I want to reply to comments on a video and I just hear my voice play over and over and over and over again, I'm like, okay, I know what I sound like. I know what I look like. We're
yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm usually with like a couple other people, right? So like especially when I'm at home, it annoys my wife. My wife wants to like break my phone in half if I'm watching my video, or
Uh,
any video. If I'm letting a sound play over and over and over again, she gets mad. That's like her pet peeve, right? So I turn
oh,
the volume all
brother.
the way down. I turn the volume all the way down, and then yeah,
I'm see in that scenario, I am your wife because my old lady, I love her with all my heart. I'll be laying on the couch, and I swear to God, I get sensory overload like a son of a bitch. We'll be laying on the couch watching TV, and
that's
my
what it is too.
stepdaughter, yeah, yeah, it's sensory overload, man.
Yeah,
I can handle one or two things at a time, but when you got the TV's on, they're on their phone, it's going, and you even if it's really low, you still hear it just a little bit over the corner. My stepdaughter's in her room with the TV blaring at fucking volume 97. It just you sit there and go, hey guys, listen, I love you so fucking much. Yeah, someone's got to stop.
yeah, yeah.
You get some earbuds. You turn that down. I'm gonna go to the room. Something.
Yeah, no, my wife's the same way, man. She's got my two daughters. They have their own tablets and they're playing on them. And then my daughter, before she grabs the tablet, she wants to watch something on TV. So something's playing on TV, something's here. Then they're being a little bit annoying, and then usually I'm FaceTiming, trying to call them, and talk to my wife at the same time. And then there's like 40 different things going on, man. Our brains aren't meant for that.
Yeah, no, man, I got an attention span of a fucking gnat. That's I don't. I got to focus on whatever I'm doing right in front of me at the moment. If I got a TV show playing or a movie playing that I genuinely want to watch, there can't be a sound in the house.
Yeah.
It's got to be quiet. Because if I hear a sound, I'm gonna go investigate the sound, figure out what's making the sound, and now I'm working on the refrigerator at 2 o'clock in the morning instead of watching Harold and Kumar. Like that. That's how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. So where can people find you on Facebook and Snapchat, not Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, in case they don't already know?
Yeah, on TikTok it's T Diddy Merica, all one word, TDIDDYMERICAA. So two A's at the end, one word, T Diddy Merica. It's the same handle on Instagram, T Diddy Merica, all one word. And then on Facebook, it's T dash Diddy space Merica. And that's no A,
Mark.
just Merica.
And on Facebook or Instagram. Which one was that?
So Instagram is T Diddy Merica with two A's, but all one word. And then over on Facebook, it's T dash Diddy space Merica.
Hell yeah, man. And that's also, man, this is like one thing I've loved about doing this podcast, right? Is like having some of my favorite creators come on, right? Like people don't know us through 30-second clips of our videos, So like, you get them on a podcast for like an hour and a half. Sometimes it's been 3 hours, and you get them on and you shoot the shit, and you could tell a lot about a person in that time, and that's what a lot of people use live streams for too. And like I said earlier, I've never seen you live, so.
Yeah, I used to do live streams a lot, and once again, so it's a double-edged sword on that one. I've been wanting to do live streams a lot more, but what I would do to be able to get myself in the mental space to do a live stream, because it's just me sitting there talking to myself, talking to people in the comments, but I'm just sitting here talking to my phone. Unlike this right now, where we're carrying a conversation. I could do this forever, but when it's me talking, it feels weird to me, and I don't know how to make it more comfortable for me, except for the way that I would do it. Because I was going live 2 or 3 times a week on TikTok about a year or so ago, maybe a little bit more than that. But I was sitting outside drinking a couple of beers while I was going live, and that was the only way that I could get myself to do it, or be comfortable, kind of shake those nerves a little bit. Because people are like, oh, well, you got a huge following, you're TikTok famous, whatever. Yeah, but I'm just still a dude with anxiety. At the end of the day, I'm a dude with anxiety and depression and PTSD, and I don't know what to do with my hands sometimes. So doing that would assist me mentally to focus and do it. And I had a good time doing it, but then I realized, hey man, I don't need to just be sitting here pounding tall boys for 2 hours. Because there was a couple of times where I got a little bit sauced, and my old lady came out. She's like, "Hey, baby, you need to go ahead and hop off there." I'm like, "Okay, let me go ahead and say bye to you guys," because I don't want to come across that way, because that's not who I am. And once I realized that I was using that to kind of shake my nerves, I'm like, well, I'll rein it back a little bit. And I think I do little short ones, like when I'm on lunch or when I have time. But for the most part, I know that I'd love to get back on to doing that. I just got to figure out a balance to be able to get myself in the right mental space to do it.
Yeah. You go on at the right time, and like you got like 400,000 followers, you said, right? As soon as you come on, people just flood in, right?
Yeah. Typically, like if I get on in the afternoon to start a live, there was one day where I had like 1,000 people jump in, like off the rip. And of course, they jump in and jump out, so it slowly goes down. But there's been several times where I have 300-400 people to just hang out in there, and that's amazing. And I love being able to connect with everybody. But then also at a certain point in time, when you get a bunch of people in there, I always feel bad, because I want to respond to everybody in the chat. I want to respond to every single person in the chat, because genuinely, to me, every person that follows me or watches my content, that's a real human being that I have a connection with. And I don't want anyone to feel like I'm just not looking at it, because I look at every single comment on every single video. I may not respond to them, but I'll go through and I'll like every comment. That's because I read that comment and I like that comment, not because I'm just doing it to do it. It's that I'm showing you that I'm paying attention to you, because you are important.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you know, man, like that's huge. And that's kind of why, like, when I go live, I like my live small, like 20-ish people, you know,
Yeah, you
like
get that
I
connection.
yeah, man, and it's the same 20 people all the time. Once in a while, someone new will pop in, and then they'll introduce themselves, and we'll be, we'll make that connection as well. And I love it. I love doing that, man. And that's, I started doing all this for the same reason you did. Mental health, and the beginning of the pandemic. I couldn't fly. I was living out east, and I was working here out west, and I couldn't fly back and forth because flying sucked at the time,
Yeah.
and it was the beginning of 20 days at home in 2 years. I spent the rest of the time on the
Jesus.
road, man. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh
And
my God.
mental, dude. It was all mental. And my daughter was just born, and my youngest was just born, and my oldest had already not seen me very much. So there's that, and it added up, and then I went through the darkest point in my life I've ever been in. It's not my darkest point wasn't as dark as some people's, like there was never any talk of like, let's eat ourselves off a bridge or
Yeah,
whatever.
but
But
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
no,
matter. Comparison's the thief of joy here.
yep, absolutely.
Your battle is your battle, and your battle is just as important as anybody else's battle on the planet.
Yep. And I found myself in a deep, dark hole, right? And not knowing what the hell is this feeling. It was heavy, right?
Oh, it's so
And
hard.
yeah, man. And like, I found myself down there, and I didn't like what I saw, right? And I'm like, damn, dude, like this is tough. And then, I had to claw my way back out. I couldn't tell my wife, of course, the stigma. And little did I know, when we did start talking about it, the manliest thing you can do is talk about it,
Oh, 100 fucking percent,
100%, man.
100%. There's nothing more manly than going, hey baby, I had a really rough day today, and I've got a lot of shit on my mind. Is it okay if I just lay on your chest for a little while and you hold me? What when I tell you, being held like a little baby, laying on your
Hell
old lady's
yeah.
chest while she runs her hand through your hair or lack thereof, and it's the nurturing, the mom shit that you don't get anymore as an adult, as a male. Like every single male has a little bit of mommy issues. We all do. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be held. Being the little spoon, top tier. That shit's
Hell
amazing.
yeah.
Like,
I almost want her to put a strap on and cuddle me. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
I
damn,
mean,
girl.
almost. What do you mean, almost? I do that every night. What are you talking about? But it's
Shit.
not bigger than mine, though.
No, man. Well, yours is like, I had a rough day. Well, mine was like, babe, I've had a rough 20 years, and
Yeah,
it's like shit. And my, dad issues. My dad and I, we're estranged. We haven't talked in 4 years, and before that we talked for a little bit, and then we had a 3 year period where we didn't talk, and it's all you know it's been a rough few years, right? And now it's getting better, like I've learned to talk about it. I have the podcast, I have my TikTok, I use it as an outlet. I work over 100 hours a week, so I need that outlet, right? And it's
yeah. My thing is, so until this relationship that I'm in right now, I had so much unresolved trauma in my life that I had never given the light of day. I had never thought about it fully. I had just, like a man, air quotes, just shoved that shit down to the very bottom of my soul and not thought about it.
yeah,
And I didn't comprehend at all that that was causing me to do a bunch of shit to try to cope with these things in my life instead of actually facing them, working through my emotions, figuring out why I feel the way that I feel and how to avoid, fucking demolishing my own self in the
yep,
future. Cause that's what I ended up doing. Went through quite a bit of bad shit growing up. And then even as an adult, it just fucking piled on. And I never thought about it. I would laugh and joke about it, but I never actually got down to brass tacks of, hey man, this is kind of fucked up. That should make you uncomfortable. That's not that's something that's really bad that you need to work through. And what I would do in the past is I drowned myself in liquor and beer. That's now, I've gotten to the point, thankfully now, that I can go out for a few drinks and not ruin my life. I can go have a couple of beers and not wind up in shiny bracelets. But
pink
it
pink
took
ones.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, fuzzy. Well, I love nothing more than waking up in fuzzy pink bracelets or fuzzy pink bracelets all day long. Fucking tie me up, baby. But when you wake up in an ice cold cell and you have no idea how you got there, and there's a guy named Bubba beating off in the corner, yeah, it makes you go, hey, maybe I should rethink some of my life decisions.
Hell yeah. No, I get that, man. I get that
But yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah, you gotta deal with all the shit that's led you up to where you are instead of just focusing on the like you said earlier, today was a rough day. Well, yeah, today was a rough day, but I'm also still dealing with some shit that I haven't dealt with. And sometimes it hits you. Like sometimes it hits you out of nowhere. And like just get, we call it getting a case of the sads. I don't know why I'm sad. My life is okay. There's a little bit of money in the account. I got food in my belly. I have no reason to just be sad for no reason, but I'm fucking sad, and it happens, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you gotta do something about it, and ask like little shit, asking your old lady or your old man or whoever for just hold me for a minute. You can't put a price on that. Being able to close your eyes and feel safe with somebody when you're having a rough time mentally, give it
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes, you'll be good to go.
Hell yeah, man. My wife and I, fuck, how old are we, man? I'm going to be 35 years soon, and she's going to be 36. We've been together since we were 16, 17, and we've been married for 11 years, right? And man, like when you find that right one, man, she taught me how to be a man. My dad never
Yeah,
taught me how to treat women. If anything, he taught me not how to not treat them. And man, like, I'm glad I didn't go down that road at all. I've heard some of the shit he's done, continues to do, and it's like, oh man, like that was Superman to me, right? So of course I was going to follow in those footsteps eventually,
yeah,
right? And so like it's kind
yeah.
of like, let's take a step back here. My wife literally had to break me down and rebuild me, right? And like, hey, you know what, like this is not how we do shit.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes because here, look, like here's the thing about it. We may be intelligent, men may be intelligent, but we're also fucking just dumb. Like
Oh yeah.
you got to break shit down to us in a way in which we'll comprehend it fully, and that means you sometimes you got to dumb it down. Because I know me, if you come at me with some intellectual shit, now we're in a battle. We're gonna fight about this. But if you go, hey, listen, you need to deal with this, and I'll show you how. But here, look, just come take a walk with me, and then
Yeah.
that's how you get to the bottom of it. Talk to me like a toddler sometimes if you really need to get your point across, and leave me a trail of breadcrumbs to get me to where I need to be. And that's thankfully what my fiance has done for me, because a similar situation. I've been through several horribly narcissistic gaslighting, and in the long run, both of my last two physically abusive relationships. Hashtag me too, whatever. But
Oh
you know,
shit.
that's. But I mean, let's call a grape a grape. I mean, my last two old ladies, they fucking hit me at one point in time or another, and I was just so used to being treated poorly that I genuinely didn't know what it felt like to be treated correctly. I had no idea. And my dad, once again, God rest his soul, man. He was a great man, but I like as a man, I couldn't have been with him if I was a woman. That's he was the type of guy that he was awesome, but he was happy living on his own, and he'd hook up with random chicks, man, that were, I don't know how he landed them. I guess he must have been packing. I didn't get
Good
that.
good
Uh,
credit or a big dick. You can't have both.
I mean, honestly, and he had terrible fucking credit. So but when because I was married for 9 years, legally married for 10 years, but actually married for 9 years. And once that went down the shitter, man, I did the same thing. I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps. Like, hey, you know what? My dad, my dad was happier than a pig in shit, living on his own, not having no one to report to, not having an old lady, not having a wife. I saw how happy he was, and he really was happy. That's how I'm gonna be. To hell with relationships, to hell with anything. I'm gonna dip my wick in whatever I want to dip it in, and then I'm gonna tell him the Uber money's on the fucking counter. Well, then fucking along comes my old lady, my current old lady, and flips the script on me. And she's I'm just eternally grateful for her in the sense that she made me realize a lot of things about myself that I hadn't realized in the past. And she improved my mental health quite dramatically just by calling me on my bullshit whenever I tried to tried to cop out of taking accountability, taking responsibility. It was always just a cop out. Oh yeah. That's she's the last one. She'll be my second wife and my last wife. You know.
There you go, man. That's why I always told my wife, you're my first and my last. If you decide at any point this isn't what you want anymore, this is gonna be a murder suicide.
Yeah, too bad.
It's done.
Said I saw something somewhere the other day and said my old lady told me she wanted to start seeing other people. So I said, bitch, open up Facebook. Go ahead. You can see everybody you want to. Go jump on every social media platform you want to. You can look at whoever you want, but you come get in bed and back your ass up and put it on my ass.
Yep. I want to back up maybe 2 minutes there. Everything you just said, the only thing I'm thinking about right now is how you said you've tried to picture yourself as a woman with your dad, and that's just fucking creepy, man.
No, listen, you don't understand, man. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't know if anybody else has experienced the luxury of when you were a child inadvertently getting blessed with seeing your dad's penis.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
No. So I think I was probably 3 or 4 years old, man. And the house that my dad lived in, he had a little laundry spot under the sink with a little curtain that closed on it. And my sister and I got an older sister by a year and a half. We were playing hide and seek. So I hide in that little laundry cubby. All of a sudden, the door opens. I think it's my sister. I'm saying, shit, I got to be real quiet. Door closes, no noise. Then I hear what sounds like someone fucking frying chicken right next to me. And I open the little curtain up and I see this Pringles can-sized penis hanging from my father. And I looked at his and I looked down and I went, what the fuck, man? I hope one day that I get that. Well, didn't. And then
grow into it.
I definitely didn't. I couldn't imagine swinging that motherfucker around. That's why his back was so strong. But then, as I got older and I'd go over to my dad's house and he'd have some random chick in there that was like 26 years old in college. He'd be like, hey, TD, you can't, don't go in the bathroom. I got an old girl in there taking a bath. I said, what? And then old girl would come walking out and I go, damn, she's out of my league. How did you land that? But that was a stud, man. He was a fucking stud.
Dude, you know what I'm more concerned about? Like, growing up, I did see a lot of my dad's dick, right? Like, there it was all the time. And I didn't see any of my mom's tits. Like, what the hell, dude? Like,
oh man,
dick always just out in the open, and I'm like,
dad and his dick. You know how it goes.
Hey, what are you doing? Just hanging out with my dad and his dick,
Yeah. How many people are over there? 2. My dad and his dick.
Exactly. You know what that's like, man. Like, dude, where was mom's tits? Maybe if my brother had seen mom's tits more and less of dad's dick, he wouldn't be gay right now,
Dude, I mean, honestly, so he probably got some ideas.
Dude, he's like, I wonder how many miles of fucking ass that guy has on it.
0.07 kilometers of intestine.
So we were talking about this on TikTok Live the other day with my friend Kylie. Shout out to Kylie. What's up? She listens to the show. So we were talking about this, and my brother is like, his height, he's a little shorter than me. I'm 5'4", and he's a little shorter than me, and he's got a 12-inch dick on him. That means that guy is 1/3 dick.
Jesus Christ! It's always the skinny guys, man. It's the short guys or the skinny guys that just rocking that baby arm. And you can tell. I can look at somebody, and this is going to sound gay as shit, and I really don't care because it's the fucking truth. You can look at somebody, at least I can't even go, oh yeah, he got that Warhammer on him. You just know. You just know.
Yeah, and it's like from Dumb and Dumber, it's like they stop to look at, the guy and the girl walk by, and you think they're checking out her ass, and they're like, he must work out.
He must work. Yeah, you just know that man right there he's gonna put it the fuck down on somebody and then go play D&D. You know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. He's gonna put down his Magic the Gathering cards, bust her over real quick, and then jump on Call of Duty. Like it's gonna happen.
He's gonna put down a 2-liter bottle of soda
That's it, man.
Mountain Dew. Yeah, exactly, man. He's
a whole
playing
2-liter
fucking-
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, man. And like then he's just gonna turn around after he finishes it, plow his old lady, grab another 2-liter bottle, and go talk to a fucking Kyle and Steven fucking.
He's gonna go talk some shit to some 7-year-old. Just he's gonna rock him out on Fortnite.
No, your mom's a pussy.
No, your mom does OnlyFans.
That's such a diss nowadays, bro. Like,
yeah.
Man, I don't play Call of Duty anymore, but could you imagine talking shit with some children?
Oh man, I couldn't see. I got my son a Meta Quest VR headset bullshit. I got him that for his birthday back in July. And you know, when I got it, I hadn't messed with any of that style technology before. And I as a parent, as one would, you got to check it out first to make sure, you know, see what they have access to, etc. And so I create an account and whatnot, and I get on there and I download this Gorilla Tag game that he's going to play, and I decided to jump in there. And man, this is the first time that I have just been, I mean, just beat down by some children verbally, because I was honest with them. I jump in there, man. And all I hear is these little kids. And I went, okay. And I'm trying to figure out the game. So I'm trying to talk to them like, okay, well, how do I do this? And it's one little kid's like, well, you're like 7 years old. You should fucking know. And I felt so fucking bad, man. I felt so old. I'm sitting there going, dog, I'm just trying to learn, man. Why you gotta be so mean to me? I'm not gonna, you know, talk shit to a 7-year-old in person. I will. I mean, I'll kick a child, but not on the internet. I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit to a 7-year-old.
Didn't Matt Rife just like go against like 11-year-old or whatever he was?
I heard something about that, and I was reading about it, and I'm not sure if. I mean, Matt Rife is Matt Rife. He's going to do what Matt Rife's going to do.
Hell yeah, he doubled down and he tripled down.
But like I was listening to I think it was a Tom Segura podcast the other day, and he's just hitting on the fact that, you know, Matt Rife, he went in a year's time span. He went from being almost unknown to like I don't know statistically, but as far as from my fucking feed, one of the most popular comedians that you're. Yeah, like Theo Vaughn came out of fucking nowhere. But once they hit, like the last year has just been fucking wild for him. And here's the thing about old Matt Rife. Like the controversy behind all of it, or that I've seen anyway, is, you know, he's a very attractive male as far as traditionally attractive.
That jawline, bro, that makes me question my sexuality.
Man. Like he's one of the reasons I ain't gonna shave my beard off, because I don't have a jaw like that. I ain't got no Matt Rife jaw.
He's the reason when I'm wanking off to pictures of my wife and I start thinking about Matt, I'm like, should I keep going or is this fucking
it's gonna make me come harder if I stay on this. So just so you know. but see, he got extremely popular very early on. And he was on Wild Out and shit, and then he got his fucking teeth fixed. He got those veneers now. So I mean, before he looked like he could eat a fucking corn off the cob through a barbed wire fence without touching a wire. You know, he had the big old chompers on him, man. And so he got his teeth fixed. He got more handsome, which fucking I don't know how that's fucking possible, but he got more handsome. And then he got this huge female following because he's in good shape. He's an attractive male, pretty eyes, good jawline, whatever. He's funny. He's funny as fuck, but also he don't give a shit. Like that man is the epitome of zero fucks given, and he proved that with the first joke of his last Netflix special.
Yeah.
And so he caused an uproar about that when women are the majority of the people that follow him. And so he put a target on his back by doing that, but he was doing that in a sense that he wanted to prove that he's not a one-trick pony. He doesn't only do crowd work, because he was getting blasted. Because his last Netflix special, I forget what it was called, but it didn't do well. It wasn't that funny. This one was fucking hilarious.
This
When
was funny. I watched it the other
I
day.
yeah, I watched it like a week and a half ago, and I had watched the first one, and so when I went to put on the second one, when I saw it come up on my screen, I was like, you know what, that last one wasn't that good. He's really just he's really great at crowd work, and I love watching his clips of his crowd work. But you know what, I'll give it a try. And he even towards the end of it, I think it was the last thing he said on that special was, "Oh, but I only do crowd work, huh?" And drops the mic or whatever.
Yep.
And I'm just going, "Hell yeah, get it, bro."
Yep. Bunny Hedaya, man, when I had no idea who this chick was until that whole thing blew up, right? And so I went down Bunny Hedaya's thing. She deleted her videos, man. Like, she must have been getting some hate. But listen, here's the thing, dude. Like, she recorded her son saying something about Matt Rife. And then Matt Rife's like, okay. And then she put her son in that position.
Yeah.
That's on her, right?
Yeah.
Knowing who Matt Rife is. Like, that's on her, right? Like, why would you do that, right? If you can't handle like my good friend Grayson McGaw says, if you can't handle the smoke, stay the fuck away from the fire.
That's right. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Like you don't. If you've watched any of his stuff where he's actually doing crowd work, that man's is a menace. He's a fucking menace to society, and he's hilarious. You don't go to a gunfight with a Nerf gun. You don't go you don't try to call somebody out for being a shithead when they own that shit themselves. Like that's like, I've had people that leave some shitty comments on my videos and whatnot, and I'm the type of like I'm just that shallow that I will pick out that comment and I'll make a video reply to it being a complete asshat, because that you need to just chill the fuck out. People need to understand that we're all allowed to have our own opinions and everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yep.
But no one has to listen to your opinion, and nor should they. So people get so tied up in, well, this is my opinion, and they want everyone to feel that way. They forget the world doesn't fucking revolve around you. It doesn't matter what you think.
I call those people out too. I'm like, buddies, like there's time to delete this video where like you're not gonna have a job or you're abandoning your wife and kids. And I'm like, you know what? You got really comfortable talking shit behind an unknown username, no picture. I'm out here for you to fucking see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see me, right? And it's like, it does take some skill, right? And I had a series on TikTok. My very first, I have two accounts. My main account has been kind of, subdued. So
you don't lose it.
No, I'm not gonna lose it, but like it's not growing anymore. It hasn't in a while, and I post videos over there every now and then. It's my main account is like way smaller than my backup. My backup is more than double now of my main.
Oh yeah,
and you learn from your mistakes, right? But on my main account, I had a series on there called Dick's Dipshits. And if you said anything fucking remotely stupid on my videos or not, I made a video, and I like today on Dipshits, right? And I put them on blast, right? And this last time, I can't remember what she said, but she said something. I made a video about it, and then she's like, "Dude, I'm 13 years old."
Oh, that one hurts. Oh God.
I'm like, fuck, and that's the last time I was like 2.5
Well, yeah, because in that situation, you got two options here. You either just cut bait, or you go all the way in.
You got to double down, right?
And so Matt Rife, he doubled the fuck down real hard.
Tripled the fuck down.
In that situation, I'm the type of guy that goes, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and just apologize. You have a good day. I'm sorry. And I'll even pull a video down. Like not often will I pull a video down, but in that type of situation, I fucking will.
I left the up.
He said, I want everyone to see this.
Well, yeah, my name is Dick, and
it is. Sometimes you got to be a dick. Get your namesake.
Right, but like that's also wasn't the what I was going for. The reputation, I wasn't going for that. That wasn't how I wanted people to perceive me either. Right.
Yeah.
The whole series I was bored in camp. I stay in a man camp, a work camp, and I was boarding camp. I had COVID, and I was in there for 14 days. So I'm just like rifling through
He
the
said,
comments.
I got time today. Yeah.
Oh,
Anytime I get wrapped up in that mindset of, you know what, I got time today, I go, whoa, this could end badly. This could end very badly. Somebody is gonna get butt hurt.
yeah.
But you know it's gonna happen, and you go, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna send it.
Yeah, yeah. Look at you with no followers and me with 40,000, and you know what? Like, I don't think your opinion matters here, bro. But 40,000 people are following me, and it looks like maybe 10 are following you. You know,
Well,
like
yeah, and one of the last things that you want to do is flex on somebody that way. But
yeah, I don't
sometimes
like
you
it.
just gotta fucking do it, man. You
Oh
got to,
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
it's always it's always the people that have no videos, no content, no profile picture, and their
yeah,
usernames like AJZQ389. They got something to say, and you know, honestly, sometimes that does help because they'll start as long as they're going in a comment war with somebody else. You know, that'll make the algorithm push that video harder.
oh
So
yeah.
if you want to argue in my comments, fucking get on it, baby. Like that's fine. But I'm not going to go back and forth with you for more than a couple of seconds.
I made $200 off a video on Facebook the other day. It's got almost 2 million views on it. And like, it's because someone left me a dumb comment. And before I could get there to respond, someone else had already done it. And then it
Oh
created
shit.
this big fight in the comment section. And I'm just sitting there reading them all. I'm like, this is great. This is
Yeah,
funny. Right? Like,
the
thanks for the
video that I did.
$200, guys.
Yeah, the video that I did saying the boomers when they think when they find out the whole Siberian Orchestra is trans. So I did a video on TikTok and
I
I put
saw
it on
that.
Facebook. I did it on Facebook and Instagram on Reels, and it fucking when I tell you that video blew up so quick.
I saw it.
Like over 1 million views on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I know Facebook was the last one. It was around like 700K whenever I looked, but they all jumped up in views real fast. And on every single social media platform, it's because in the comments, folks are just going fucking wild, man. Like there are people having it's the intelligence of people in general is obviously very low because there's so many people in the comments that the joke just went right over their head and they saw the word trans and got triggered and lost their fucking mind. And
Yep.
you know, it's just I'll open up my notifications and I'll see my little picture on the side of the cover photo for that video, and I know it's going to be somebody in the comments talking shit to somebody else in the comments, and I'll look over to my left, and sure as shit, it's a 79 comment thread sub comment that's just going back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And I just go, man, I was trying to make a funny video. You guys are taking this shit way too seriously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I bet you wasn't even like trans people that were mad either. It was probably like a bunch of straight dudes.
Yeah, no, it's got to be straight white dudes named Chad and Kyle who wear fucking cargo shorts and drink monsters. You know, they have daddy's money.
I made a video 2 years ago in February, Black History Month, right? And it was snowing. And I put the phone up and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. And I'm like, I did it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, fuck it. I'm like, so that we're expecting 10 to 12 inches tonight. Well played, Black History Month, right? And fucking, man, all my brothers of color. My wife is like, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't say that my wife is part black because like she's very white and like she doesn't identify or can't, take part in the struggles of colored people, right? So
yeah.
All the black folk loved it, right? They're just like, man, that's hilarious. You're invited to the cookout. Hey, that's funny. And a couple really big black creators got a hold of it and they stitched it and they were like laughing and having a good time with it. And that it blew up. And then after about 3 or 4 days of, everyone laughing, it all the white women came in and were like, this
all the Karens. All the Karens.
This is racist. How could you? How could you? And then the black guy, Jake Mo, is his name actually. He's in Chicago, I think. And he said, bro, repost this every February.
Yeah.
And so
every February. You do. That's amazing.
Yeah. And
because like that, and that's what makes the internet such a glorious place. That's
Yeah.
what makes it such a glorious place. And I've so I grew up in Houston. I was born up here in Sherman, which is north of Dallas, real redneck area up here. But I was raised in and around Houston, Texas. Which, if anybody knows anything about Texas and the big cities in it, Houston's ghetto as hell. I mean, Houston, for the most part, Houston's the fucking hood. There are rich areas of it, but the places that I lived were in the ghetto. So I'm what they call spicy white. And like whenever I go out to the bars and shit, and I'll be dancing, and I'll be hitting the Dougie and the South Dallas swag, and I don't dance like you would expect a white bearded redneck to dance. It's just not. It's not normal. So it always I get a kick out of it whenever I go out and I just surprise the shit out of a group of people of color. And I'll get out there and start Dougie, and they go, "Oh, damn, this white boy got it. That my boy got some seasoning in his family." And I'll get up there and karaoke. Forgot about Dre, but I don't do Eminem's part. I do Dr. Dre's part, and they lose their fucking mind. And like I've got so many homies that are the hoodest, most gangster motherfuckers on the planet, and these are my boys, my ride or dies. So when people come at me with shitty comments like that, I'm like, motherfucker, you don't know where I came from. You don't know where I grew up. When I say the hood loves me, I mean the hood loves me. That's that's my family. Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yep. I doubled down on that video too, right? There was this woman a couple days later. She was holding well, wasn't holding it at first, but she's like, she went to Subway, she lifts it up, she's like, "This isn't the only footlong I'm having tonight."
Oh,
Right? And I was like, shit. So I stitched it. I'm like, damn, girl, most people go to a museum or something to learn about Black History Month, right? And then I'm like, but not you, no. And then the camera like turns away, and then I look at it. It's like, you got on the ride, and then it comes over here. You hit the souvenir shop afterwards, right? Fucking. Man, people loved it. It was fucking funny, man. And I was in my On This Day not long, or no, last year I saw it. It was the last time I saw it. And yeah, no, that was doubling down on it. And fucking Jake Mo, not that same guy, I gained a follower with a big following count at that point in time out of him. It was good.
Yeah, that's the other part about it too. You said the thought process I have on it, and I'm like sitting there going, man, I'm complimenting the fuck out of an entire race by saying you have a massively large penis, even if you don't. Like that's the type of stereotype that, like, as a white man, I wish I had. I would love nothing more than for people to of course incorrectly, well, just believe because of the color of my skin that I was packing a fucking log. Like that'd be amazing. They're going to be let down, but the thought's nice. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, but they don't. Turns out women only like 3 inches, right? We've already talked about
this,
right?
Yeah,
they'd rather have girth.
Yeah, and to step back just a second on what you were saying earlier. Hold on, I lost it. It's coming back. Nope, lost it. Go ahead.
In high school, man, my wife, she likes the girth, right? Girth is wealth. My nickname was Tuna Can.
Oh yeah, they do, man. A lot of women say that the big ones hurt, and I'm not sure if they're just saying that to make me feel good. But I know what I'm I know what I'm working with, right? I know what I'm working with, and I know that other than a couple of blackout drunk nights, I've had no complaints. Like I'll be putting the hammer down, but I'm not throwing you a foot long. If she says she wants 12 inches and to make it hurt, I give her 4 inches 3 times and hit her with my boot.
Oh shit! My wife told me to kiss her where it stinks, so I took her to her hometown and gave her a kiss.
Got her.
Yeah, man. Fucking. Speaking of like, keep it on this topic. Do you know what viscosity is?
Resistance to flow of liquid.
Resistance to flow. The thickness, right? Like,
yeah.
If it's thicker, the thicker the barrier. Never mind. I was gonna say the thicker the berry.
the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah. So the podcast is sponsored. That's where I'm going with it. The podcast is sponsored by the Mudman. The Mudman deals in thickness, the viscosity, right?
Okay.
On the rigs and shit like that. You need to put some more thickness down in that hole, boy. You better get
Hell
to
yeah.
fucking packing some more mud. So
Yeah.
so the Mudman, he sponsors the podcast, and we talk about the thickness of loads every episode. And man, this whole podcast might as well just be called fucking viscosity.
Hell yeah. I like that. Because sometimes your load's real thick, and sometimes your load's not as thick. And if your load's not thick enough, well, drink less water. But if you want your load to be thicker, yeah. I mean, wait, I think I got that one backwards. You want it thicker, drink less water. You want it thinner, drink more water. You got to hydrate, man.
Hydrate. It's all about water and exactly. This dude gets it, man.
I'm well aware. I grew up watching Peter North, man. You gotta, you don't want no little wimpy stream. You gotta go pow, pow, pow.
I grew up watching Sue Johansson. Shout out to the Sunday Night Sex Show with Sue.
Oh yeah, that older woman on TV. Yeah, man.
Rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so the Mudman, www.mudmanmarket.com for all your drilling fluid and laboratory testing equipment needs. How thick is your load?
that is the best sponsorship shout out that I think I've heard in my entire life, and I love it so much. You guys check out Mudman. You got to check out Mudman.
Check out the Mudman. He's quite the handsome fella too. He's tall, skinny. Obviously, you've got a big dick on him. He listens to every episode. He's gonna like this. So he's obviously got a big dick on him, right?
I've never talked to him. Didn't even know his existence until right now. But I can almost guarantee you, my man's has got a rod on him. Just from how old Dick talks about you, I know he's packing. And he be drilling and feeling like a dentist. No wonder he got married. She's a happy lady, I bet.
Dude, he's like 40 something, mid 40s, late 40s. She's 20 something.
Oh, that man's just putting it down. He is putting some
thick loads down hole.
And he's the right guy for the job. If anyone knows about putting thick loads down the hole, it's that guy.
It's the Mudman.
It's the Mudman.
Yes, brother. I love it. Shit, this is great. That was like one of the best fucking shout outs we've done to the Mudman so far.
That was great, dude. That was great.
Nothing will beat Billy and Amanda, but you know what? They just come close.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had him on, and the sponsor of my podcast. I had him on a few episodes ago, like a month or so ago, a couple months now, maybe. I told him about episode 50, who I wanted on episode 50, and it was Mike Williams from the Deepwater Horizon. Movie Deep.
Yeah.
So the guy Mark Wahlberg played, and this guy's worked all over the world and been everywhere. And he's like, "Tell me after who." I didn't drop names of who I wanted on yet. And he's like, tell me privately who afterwards, see if we can get a hold of him. I'm like, okay. Within 8 hours, the dude had me his phone number.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And not only that, he's like, when I called him, he's like, I don't do stuff like this, PTSD and just shit that happened when a lot of people died. He's like, call me back in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay. And when I told the Mudman that, he's like, this is an episode you have to do in person. And Mike lives in Texas. And I'm like, I wouldn't know about getting to Texas, man. And he's like, tell you what. He's like, you get this man on your podcast. He's like, the Mudman will pay for your flight and hotel.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
man.
Hell yeah. I'm fucking this dude is a ride or die now. And like the microphone, the headset, it's because of him,
Nice. That's great, man. It's always good to have good people in your corner.
Hell yeah, man. And him and I, it supersedes the podcast. Like we've known each other from social media, but we lived not too far from each other at one point in time. And he messaged me and reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to push some hats and shirts for him. And we've developed a friendship out of it. So
hell yeah, that's good, man. And that's one of the cool parts about the connections that you make with people on social media. Like you just got to remember that's a real person. That's a human being, and you're never using somebody for what they've got. But a lot of times, like there's I've got buddies and shit that I'll wear their shirts or their hats in a video, and I'm not making a dime off of it, but I'm trying to help them, trying to push their products and their merch and shit like that. And that's what to me the internet's all about and social media is all about, is just connecting people. And the old troll code, dirty hands, clean money, baby. One of my
Yo,
favorite companies ever, man.
I'm an affiliate now. I got
Oh hell yeah.
I officially became an affiliate like a month or two ago,
Mm.
and I actually reached out to them about fucking reaching out to you.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, he's not
Yeah.
big on Instagram yet, but like he's on the talk.
Yeah, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Like I've got Brunt. I've worked with Brunt now for a couple. I've done a couple videos for them that sent me some boots and shit. And hell, I had bought a Dirty Hands Clean Money video. Or, I'd bought a Dirty Hands Clean Money flat brim cap. Man, this was probably 6-7 years ago. I bought that, and I still got it. It's in my closet right now. Like that's the one right there. I bought that bad boy as soon as I saw it. I think at that time it was scrolling through Facebook and I saw the ad. I was like, that's a badass hat, man. And then I was a mechanic at the time doing blue collar work, and so that's just their company in general. They got quality products, and they're fashionable. They look fucking cool. The design of that hoodie that you're wearing or that hat, just that design it's so crisp with the white on black. Oh, money.
I got that. It's called the Torrid. It's like this color, and it's a hoodie, most comfortable hoodie I've ever worn. It's so warm, and it's got like the built-in neck warmer. Oh,
Yeah.
Sometimes I walk outside, it's -10 or 15 or 20, and I don't have a t-shirt on underneath. I just have that, and I'm like, I'm ready to fucking go.
Yeah, perfectly fine, man. Perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and that's and you love it. You love it when it's actually good quality product too. Like it makes a huge difference. It makes you want to wear it more.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Like I've got some t-shirts and hats and shit that I haven't worn because they're not comfortable. But anything that I've seen or felt from them, from Troco, fuck it, it's money.
Oh, dude, they found what they're good at and they fucking doubled down.
Oh yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, they're gearing their sales, the sales pitch, blue collar. Doesn't matter male, female, blue collar. Are you blue collar? Yes, you're gonna fucking want this. And once you get one of their products, you realize, oh, I did really want this. I've been missing out my whole life.
It's so beautiful and comfortable, and just I want to cuddle it, And so, yeah, man, it's a really good partnership so far. I mean, along with the heat waves, I got the glasses too. I think I've seen. I've seen you rock pit vipers. Gross.
Hey man, listen. So I got the reason that I got those. I bought a pair of pit vipers. I bought a pair of knockoffs. This is a couple of years ago. I bought a pair of knockoffs, some Chinese knockoffs, man, and I like the way they look. And then I got a tattoo of a Lisa Frank style tiger wearing pit vipers. I had my tattoo artist put pit vipers on it, and I sent them a picture on Instagram. I sent Pit Viper a picture on Instagram. They're like, dude, let me send you some fucking shades. That's amazing. So they sent me like 3 pairs of pits, and I'm like, okay, fucking sold, man. I'm not like the ones that I have, because my vision's so fucked up. They have a prescription insert that snaps on the inside with the nose piece. So once I got those, that's what I wear at work all day, and I can't tell you how long I've gone without wearing sunglasses, and this is just a game changer to be able to wear sunglasses when your eyes are real fucked up. I've never bought prescription sunglasses, but this was a prime opportunity because you can snap the inserts into any pair of pit vipers.
Yep. And Heat Waves has that same thing now too.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's
I'll have to check them out.
Frost 8910 for all you Heat Wave people. And on the Dirty Hand, fuck it, I'm gonna plug it. On the Dirty Hands Clean Money, if you go to the link in my bio on any of my social media pages, you can save yourself up to 10%. Well, not up to. You can save yourself 10% by using code Frost10 when you sign out at checkout with your gear. Hell yeah.
And a fun, oddly enough, if you're blue collar and you wear heat waves or you don't wear heat waves, or if you work in an industry where you get dehydrated, if you go to liquidiv.com and use promo code T Diddy, you get 15% off your order. So, I mean, you got to stay hydrated as well.
Hell yeah. And what's your Brunt workwear code?
I'm not an affiliate with Brunt yet. That's in the works, but I'm not one with them yet.
I tried to go after Brunt. I don't think they shipped to Canada though. I think that's what the message was. So I was like, oh, okay. Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
Yeah, I know. My buddy Rough Iron. He's an affiliate with them. He's the reason that I got the first pair of boots, because I'd made a video. Pretty much, I was at the end of my rope, man, and I was wearing some old cowboy boots that I've been wearing climbing towers for 3 years that were all busted up, and that was one of my low points in my life, and I made this video, and he reached out to me. He's like, dude, Brunt Workwear, I'm a partner with them. I'm gonna holler at them, and they're gonna hook you up with some boots. And I was like, dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, man, Rough Iron's good shit. He's a good buddy of mine as well.
I listened to that podcast from you and him.
Hell yeah, man. That one, the sound quality was off a little bit at times, and I think we gotta get Larry back on and re-record. Maybe do a repeat.
Yeah, I noticed that a little bit. I mean, it wasn't too terrible, but there were some spots in there. And I just tried. This is you're popping my podcast, Jerry. Never done this before, but I decided to go ahead and rock out with one of my earbuds to use the mic on that, because it should be a lot clearer than the mic on my phone.
Yeah, man, it's actually, the sound quality is really good, and I was surprised that it was that good when you're sitting where you're sitting. And it makes sense now. So yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's what it sounded like to me whenever I was listening to the podcast with Rough Iron. Sounded like he was just on speaker on his phone. But if you do like a pair of earbuds or I've noticed that in general, even the I lost the word for it because my fucking ADHD kicked in. Headphones, just the regular in-ear headphones that plug into your phone that have the mic on them. That's so much clearer than. I think it's because the mic on your phone picks up every sound from everywhere. It's not concentrated in one location.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I'm pretty sure. That's what I noticed in my first 10 episodes, right? Where the sound was horrible at times. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is not good. And then the Mudman reached out. I was like, hey, because one day I did an episode, I think with Ed the Sock, and I was using the corded Apple headphones, and the sound quality was great. And he reached out,
way better.
He's like, he reached out. He's like, hey man, I noticed your sound quality was better. So I went to the video on YouTube to see what it was, and you were using earbuds. Smart.
Yeah,
like, yeah, man. Yeah. And he's like, how about we get you a mic and headset to, that's a permanent.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. I'm in, bro.
Yeah. Once I had that same realization, I was sitting there and I went, wait, that sounds so much better. Sounds so much crisper and clearer. And so that's what I'll make sure that I use my earbuds anytime I'm trying to, make any kind of video where you can actually hear what I'm saying, crystal clear, and try to get my point across. And also, anytime I do one of my deep voice videos, you gotta bring it down a little bit. You got a couple of octaves, gotta drop it down.
That voice with that beard, I've been meaning to say this since the beginning. That voice with that beard, buddy, I've come in my pants 10 times already.
Oh man, picture it didn't happen.
Well, this podcast is brought to you by KY Jelly.
We're going rated MA for just a minute here.
Shit, man.
Yeah,
that voice is fucking mint.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've gotten a lot of compliments on. Of course, a lot of people like my voice in a semi-sexual manner, and that's I get it. Don't worry, I get it. There's something built into the female brain that equates a deep voice with taking them to Pound Town, and they're not wrong. I'd like to give a shout out to Marlboro Smooths and Years of Bad Decisions for blessing me with this voice that I have today.
Hell yeah, man. That voice box down there is taking some heavy hits, some heavy damage.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because he's got a big dick. his big dick ain't holding down that voice box. It's the
That's right,
Marlboro
baby.
Lights.
It's them Marlboros, baby. Shout out. But yeah, yeah, I had at one point in time I was wanting to do voice acting, and I've that's still something that's potentially on the table down the road, if I can find time to make myself get into it, because I know that I'd probably succeed at it if I did it. But yeah, actually, I had one paid voice acting gig that a lady had hit me up she found me on Instagram. She was like, "I really love your voice." I'm like, "Well, thank you." And she's like, "I work for a company, blah 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 blah," and she was wanting to do use my voice as a voiceover for like a motivational quote of the day for her, like a real estate company or something. And I was like, okay. So she sent me a list of like 70 things to say. And I recorded them in like different voice inflection and different tones and pitch and shit, and sent them over to her. And she was just stupid happy. And I'll sit there going, yeah, put that money in my account, baby. I'll sit there and
Let's
talk to my
go.
phone all day long, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Hey, what's the hot? Okay, let's go back a little bit. What did you do before you climbed towers?
So before I was a tower dog, man, I worked at a
Tower
restoration
dog.
shop. I was a tower dog, baby. I worked at a
Bark with
restoration
me if
shop.
you're my dog. Oh,
Oh, oh,
oh,
oh!
oh.
Gonna get all Shane Gillis's crew on here. Oh, oh, oh! But yeah, man, so I worked on cars. I was an antique car restoration tech. Um, we did everything from my specialty was Model Ts, and then small block Chevys and LS swaps. But if it can be done to a vehicle, we did it. And I was a Model T guy. I was one of at the time, whenever I was doing it, I was one of, I want to say, 6 people in America that whenever rebuilding a Model T engine, actually repoured and line bored the Babbitt engine bearings by hand. The same way they did it back in 1921, 1916, whatever. I did it the same exact way, using the same style of machinery, because actually I worked for my father-in-law at the time. He's the one that owns the shop, and yeah, man, he had all that machinery. He started off just doing Model Ts, and then he transformed that into a fully blown restoration resto mod business. Brought me on because of my experience. I'd worked with my dad on dirt track race cars growing up, and he gave me a job there, and I worked there for 6 or 7 years, and then some unfortunate events in my life occurred, which led to my demise from that company. And I went and worked at a different small shop. It was right down the road. Went for just a regular modern car shop. Didn't really like it because I hate working with electronics and wiring and shit like that. Just drives me up the wall. And I had a buddy that posted a couple pictures hanging out at 200 foot in the air on a tower. And I went, damn, that's a cool job. How do I get in? He said, I'll get you a job tomorrow. So shit, okay. And I knew nothing about the industry. And the job that I took, I only did tower work like one day every 2 weeks. The rest of the time was installing home internet and routers and shit at people's houses. But then if they needed me to go rock a tower, I'd go rock a tower. Now, all I do is climb. I climb, and I wire everything up, and I aim equipment, and I install new cabinets. So sometimes I'm I'm digging holes and pouring concrete, pouring slabs, trenching conduit, running power cable, running ground, everything. And it's I'm eternally grateful for the position that I have now with the company that I have now, because life's going pretty damn good right now.
You've picked up a skill too, right? That's transferable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's not. I mean, there's quite a few people in the tower industry. It's infrastructure, it's technology, it's networking, it's what keeps the world going. I mean, the reason that we're able to sit here and have a conversation from this far away is because of the style of work that I do, and that there's something I hold a lot of pride in that. And it's something that it's a stupid hard job. Physically, mentally, it's emotionally draining. I travel for work, so I'm not at home as much as I'd like to be. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, because the impact that I'm able to bring things into people's homes that they wouldn't be able to have if people like me didn't do the style of job.
Hell yeah, I got to watch my sister on Pornhub once because of you.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I had this conversation the other day. I was out playing pool with my buddy, and some guy asked me what I do for a living. I said, well, I'll put it to you this way. If you live out in the country and you use your phone to watch videos to touch yourself, I'm the reason you can do that. And he said,
hell yeah.
He said, son of a bitch, thank you, man. I said, hey, no problem. I got you, fam. I got you, baby.
Went to go shake your hand, and you're just like, not that one, bro.
Never mind. I give you a fist bump, baby.
Well, you never know where that fist has been either. Right?
Oh, yeah. Give it a little sniff first.
Ooh. Hey, shake my hand, fist bump. Let me smell your fingers before we shake hands, boy.
But I mean, yeah, man. Just like the industry that you're in as well. I mean, if people like us didn't do the jobs that we do, the world wouldn't go around. It just wouldn't.
Drive. You couldn't drive to
your
job.
No, yeah, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't. You couldn't drive out to the country to masturbate without me and you.
Oh, fucking right.
Whoa.
Horses would be a lot safer, baby. Wouldn't they be?
They'd be a lot safer.
Horses would be a lot safer. Horses wouldn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, but I mean, like the style of job, that we both do is, it's demanding, and it's not. I enjoy what I do, but it's not fun. It's a job. It's a fucking job.
Yeah.
And the physical drainage that it takes on you to do what we do, and also working in the elements, right? Rain, sleet, snow. As long as there's no lightning, if there's no lightning, I'm at work. There's no such thing as a day off in this industry.
Yep.
Because shit goes down, you got to bring it back up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Ain't no such thing as a day off in this industry. Rain, snow, shine, minus 50. You're fucking going, man. You're getting
you gotta make shit happen, and it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that style of job and show up every day and do a good job, because most people just ain't got it in them. They just don't.
Some can, most can't. Right.
That's right. That's right.
That's the lifestyle, man. And you know what? I talked about this a lot. What the pandemic showed was, well, all these fucking white collar people, and we need them too. They're equally as important. But while all these white collar people, they were expendable and they were like, not essential. When did blue collar TikTok take off?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because blue collar folks make the fucking world go around. Without blue collar workers, there would be no need for white collar workers.
Yep. And vice versa, right? And
yeah.
Yeah. But when did our niche take off? Our niche took off when
COVID.
COVID, man. There was not a lot of it.
No, and that's I spent, but before I was a mechanic, I was in management. I managed three. Simultaneously, I managed 3 different rent-a-center locations.
Yep.
And I was in my early 20s. And I was wearing fucking dress slacks and dress shoes and a button up and a tie going into work every day. And that was the most fucking miserable thing I have ever done in my life. And I've done a lot of bad shit. Like that was that management just sucked so bad for me. And there's some people that are I was really good at it. I was very, very good. A top performer, running top profit, all kinds of awards every quarter, great bonuses, but I fucking hated everything about that style of work. And because to me, at the end of the day, you don't have anything to show for the work that you put in, because all you're doing is doing stuff on a computer or on paper or in a binder. You're not actually doing anything physical. And to me, I get a lot of satisfaction and pride at the end of every single day when I'm dog fucking tired, when my feet are killing me, because my feet hurt every single day. If my feet don't hurt when I get done working, I didn't fucking work hard enough. If my body feels great, and I don't know if there's something masochistic about that inside me. I'm not 100% sure on that. But if my body's not in pain in some way, shape, form, or fashion, I feel like I didn't do shit today.
Yep. If I'm not going back to my room and putting the pillow between my leg, went up to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not trying to cry myself to sleep tonight,
That's it,
is
man.
this life even worth living?
Yeah. I mean, like the fact that I am now in a routine of I'm asleep typically before 9 o'clock at night, and that's not just because I wake up early, which I do wake up early, but it's not because of that. It's because I'm so just my entire body is just completely spent at the end of every day that I get done with my work day. I grab some food on the way to the hotel. I'll play on my phone for 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, talk to my lady on the phone for 30 minutes or so. And I'm going, hey, man, I don't know what time it is, but I'm going to sleep. And she'd be like, what's 7 p.m.? I go, shit. Well, I said what I said. I'm going to bed.
Well, how long were we trying to get this done for? Right, we've been
Dude,
texting back and
weeks
forth
and
for like,
weeks and weeks and weeks,
yeah,
man. I'm glad.
yeah, man.
I'm glad that we got it done because, like I said earlier, man, I was fucking once again. I was dog tired. I got done today. Got up this morning and had some breakfast and shit, and then took a little nap because I'm old. And there ain't nothing that can beat a fucking good midday nap. You just can't beat it.
No.
So it took me about an hour long nap around lunchtime, and then we got up, went to Lowe's and picked up a bunch of paving stones. So I built her a fire pit, and we were sitting around the fire pit. She started up a fire, sitting around the fire pit, smoking a cigarette, having a good time. And I went, damn, I'm fucking tired, man. And looked, and it was like 6:30. And I went, oh God, what? I got this podcast to do at 9 o'clock. So what did I do? I told you, and then I came in here and I laid down. I took a fucking nap, woke up, had a cup of coffee, and we're about to get off here pretty shortly so I can go put the baby to bed. And I'm going to have one more cup of coffee and take my happy ass to sleep because I'm old and fucking tired.
Yeah, man, dude, that's exactly it, man. You know that leakage thing you were talking about, right? Like you get over 30, you got to worry about being tired, you got to worry about being exhausted, sore, and leakage.
And leak. You know what? No one talks about leakage enough, but it's a fact.
It is,
It's a
bro.
fact.
It's a straight up fact. Like, why are my underwear wet right now? I ain't.
Yeah,
I
there's
didn't.
there's
Yeah.
no reason. It's almost like we all go through the same thing when you go take a piss and you squeeze it and you give it a little shake-a-rooney and you put it away and then you're sure you are 100,000% sure you done squeeze that bitch out like a tube of toothpaste and you got every last drop out of it and you're shaking it and you're on the verge of playing with it, but you put it back up and you take 3 steps and your thigh on the inside of your pants it's wet.
It's wet. Yeah. What the fuck?
That's magic. I don't know. It's witchcraft, and I don't like it.
Fuck, man. That's
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah,
thought of it that way
yeah,
before.
yeah. You know for a fact everything's gone, and the way physics works, but I guess it's because your bladder and everything's a little bit higher. But it must be the seepage because it happens more now than it did before.
Oh, dude, fucking, we're getting old, bro, and like, our ancestors only lived to be about what the age we are now, right? Like, so that's biology saying, or chemistry saying, like, hey, bro, like you're clocking out here. You know what I mean? Like, modern
Yeah,
medicine and shit like that keeps us alive a little longer. So,
yeah. If you really think about it, so right now I'm putting two and two together, and so rewind to like the 1800s. I bet back then. I'm willing to bet that back in the 1800s, if you took a piss and you shook your Johnson out and you put it away and it leaked on your leg, you just went and jumped off a cliff because you knew your time was over.
yeah, that was it. It was like, well, shit, here we go, boys. You know what? Like,
Well,
yeet, yeet.
could you imagine? Could you imagine going over to your homie's house? You got to jump in your horse and carriage and you fucking take your little buggy ride over there and go, well, guys, I guess you can have the farm. You can have my wife if you want her. My dick it dripped on my thigh, so I gotta, And they're like, "Damn, you were a good one, Ezekiel. Well, sorry to see you leave, man."
Yeah. So, man, like, you were saying, like, damn, I got that podcast to do and shit. Like, well, man, like, if you ever got too tired, we could have postponed again. You know what I mean? But like, the
Well, yeah,
podcast ain't going nowhere, right? And like I say all the
yeah,
time, it's a cat and mouse game. We're trying to make two different schedules and you're in a different
yeah.
time zone. We're trying to make everything work, right? It's a cat and mouse
Well,
game. and I never get upset at anyone when it doesn't work out. Right? It's like, hey, it
Yeah,
didn't work
no.
out. That means something better is gonna come next time we do it.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm glad that you said that because genuinely, it wasn't the thought so much of damn I've got to do that podcast. It was this is something that I've been looking forward to since we started talking,
Hell yeah.
since the very first time that you reached out and we started bullshitting back and forth about it. I was excited because first of all, I like you as a person, and secondly, never done a podcast, and I
Talk
thought it'd
shit.
be a yeah. I mean, my hymen is no longer intact. Uh,
You're bleeding out over here, boy.
it's it's bleeding down my thigh. I thought it was piss. It's blood. But
Drink leakage.
I've been super excited about it since day one, and it seemed like every single time that we try to get together, I'd have to cancel or postpone or whatever. And I'm sitting there going, man, this is something that I want to do so fucking badly. I want to do it so badly. But for whatever reason, I get so tired. And I'm like, I just want to go to bed, man.
No, it's all good, man, dude. Like it doesn't bother me none. Like if we don't end up doing this, I either go live on TikTok or I talk to my wife more. You know what I mean? And it's
Hell
like,
yeah.
hell yeah, man. And actually, when I do record a podcast, I actually have more time to talk to my wife because the person, like you were talking, just time restraints the person. Like, hey, I gotta
Yeah.
go and it's like shit. Well, TikTok, fucking, I go live on TikTok and fucking 3 hours passes by like that, right? And it's like,
Yeah, yeah, real fast, real fast.
yeah, man. It's been, but man, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, anyways, man. I'm glad we got it done. I want to have you back again, man, dude.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
there's
Yeah.
so much more there. Like,
Yeah, no, there's 100% chance that we're going to be doing this again, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that immensely.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, I'm stoked, dude. Well, I have one more question for you. Then I'm not going to keep you too long because it's bedtime. You got to pull one out before you go to bed.
That's it.
Another cigarette. So, Mount Rushmore has 4 of the most influential people in American history up there on that rock, and if you could have 4 people, your own Mount Rushmore, 4 people that you look up to, inspire to be, who would they be and why?
All right, if I had 4 people on Mount Rushmore that I could put up there that I inspire to be and why. Oh, that's a damn good question. I like that. Good man.
That spent the whole fucking podcast talking about dicks and jerking off.
Damn, let's talk about some real shit.
Breaking hymens and shit, and then at the end it's just like, let's get serious for a minute.
Oh man, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw Stone Cold Steve Austin up there. Fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, you just the Texas Rattlesnake, Austin 316 says, "I just whipped your ass." That was the manliest of all men growing up was Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out there smashing beers and hammering them while he's wrestling. That's just he's a man. I got an igloo cooler with Stone Cold on it. He's gonna be on there. He's definitely gonna be on there.
Man, baby.
Just because of testosterone alone. Let's see. After that, oh man. So we got Stone Cold. Who's going up there with Stone Cold? David Goggins. David Goggins is going to be on there. I don't know if you know what David Goggins is. But David Goggins, I've been following him for a long time, man. He's now an influencer. He's just one of the most hardcore motherfuckers on the planet. Just running marathons, pushing yourself, no bullshit, no quit. Everything about that, man. I forget what branch of the military he was in, but I don't know if he was a SEAL or he was a special forces. I don't know what he was in, but first of all, he's batshit crazy, which is he's driven. And the drive that he has in general is a drive that I try to imitate in my day-to-day life because you're never going to get anywhere unless you fucking push. And so he's big on that. So we'll throw old Goggins up there, man. Let's just be real here. I'd put my dad up there in a heartbeat. I would, man.
Shout out to Mr. T. Diddy Sr.
Yeah, my dad, old Rick, man. They called him Tricky Ricky because he was a tricky motherfucker.
He was also Dick.
He was Dick, man. Yeah, for other than obvious reasons, he was just he was a good man, and miss him every day. So I memorialize my Padre, throwing him up on there. I couldn't pick a better person. And shout out to Dad. Love you, Dad. And then let's see, fourth. I mean, I'd have to. George Washington's just got to be up there, man. Because fucking America, dude. Like
America.
Oh, George is going up there. You don't even have to demolish his face. Leave him up there. We'll do some blasting and refigure the rest of the three to make them match. But yeah, that George, because fucking America.
Hell yeah, man. That's badass. Those answers are fucking top notch, dude. That is
Appreciate
a solid
that.
group of individuals to idolize.
And I'd let all four of them motherfuckers run the country in a heartbeat. No problem.
Steve Austin, every beer in the country would probably be free.
A cold beer in the hand of every man. Like that's his
every man, woman, and child.
Every man, woman, and child in America is gonna have a cold beer when I'm done with them. Hell yeah, rock on, brother.
The drinking age is coming down to 12.
Dude, fuck yeah. I mean, because listen, if you're people that end up being alcoholics like myself, you start drinking early anyway. Might as well make it legal.
Fuck, might as well, man. Take the criminality out of it.
Yeah, so Stone Cold becomes president, and DUIs just don't happen anymore. Like that, they take the law away. You can't get a DUI. It just can't happen.
So it's kind of like what Donald Trump said. From a water standpoint, this hurricane was the wettest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? For Steve Austin, he'd be like, we wouldn't have so many DUIs if we just stopped testing.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, you know what? The man has a point. Give me a beer. Good man.
Brother, this has been a lot of fun, man.
Hell yeah, it has. It has, definitely, for sure.
Man. This is great. This is my baby. So I've tried to get Mike Rowe on right now, right? The king of dirty jobs, right? But hell yeah. But this is my baby. I get excited to record. I think about it all day. When I'm recording with someone that night, and then all week before it comes out, and then the day it comes out, man, it's like game day, like fucking, there's 12 hours before it comes out. There's like 5 hours. I'm recording, and no, we already got past recording. It comes out in like 40 minutes, and then I get fucking amped.
Hell, it just bricked all the way up.
I'm bricked up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I like I said, I've had an amazing time. I'm very happy and thankful for you having me on and everything. And my anxiety went away within the first fucking 10 minutes of being on with you, because you're a real relatable guy, and I got nothing but love for you and good things to say about you. And I thoroughly enjoyed this and would love to come back and do it again.
And he's not getting paid to say any of this, so like.
Not even 2 PP touches. We had a deal, damn it.
Maybe one. All right, brother. Thanks for coming on, and I appreciate that. You're super relatable too. I wasn't sure, right? I seen
you never know
and shit like that. And then when we started texting, is like,
our back and forth rhetoric. I was talking to my old lady about it. Just fucking, it's primo. It's broed out, broed all the way out.
Broed out, yeah. It's like, what's up, BROtato? Not much, BROchacho.
Yeah.
Broed up.
And we went back and forth so many times. It just kept going and going and going.
Knee bro.
What up, knee bro? All right, man.
And then you're just like, yesterday, you're just like, today, heart. Today,
wet emoji. Today, eggplant.
Yeah, and then you said tomorrow, and then I'm like, tomorrow, and then eggplant, and then today you're just like today.
First thing this morning, man, I said I'm gonna get on top of this right now.
Oh, dude, you text me first, bro. I was like,
I know.
Yeah, man, I was stoked. All right, man, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks, man.
Roger that. Hey, man, take it easy.
Hey, stay frosty.
Hey, stay black.
What? Wait, what?
Stay black.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah.